You are most welcome to another exciting review of Failing Forward by John C. Maxwell. All right. And today we're going to be looking at chapter 13 of this wonderful book, which is titled Avoid the Top 10 Reasons People Fail. Avoid the Top 10 Reasons People Fail. All right. So we're going to be looking at the top 10 reasons why people fail and how you can avoid them, how you can identify this in case you have any of them stopping you from succeeding in life. But before we do that, let me just lay the background to this chapter and to tell you the short story of a man who ought to give up because he went through what we can refer to as a huge failure, but he still did not give up. All right. Lord, deliver me from the man who never makes a mistake, and also from the man who makes the same mistake twice, says Dr. Williams Mayer. I don't put much stock in the idea of luck. This is John C. Maxwell speaking now. I think that usually things go well or not so well for people based on their actions. I believe that for the most part, you create your own luck by working hard, practicing self discipline, remaining persistent, and making personal growth a daily priority. Add to that all of this hard work, personal growth, persistence. Now add to it the blessings of a loving God, and you don't need to think about luck. I absolutely agree with the submission of John Maxwell here. So he told the story of this young man named Lawrence Henry, and he said that the story of this guy almost made him to change his perspective, his mind about luck. So what happened to Lawrence Henry? You know, John Maxwell came across an article some years ago, New York, which was titled, you know, jilted, hammered in a car crash and robbed. Lawrence Henry was named Friday as the unluckiest man in New York. What exactly happened to him? He was nearly electrocuted in a construction site accident in 1984, and that put him in coma for weeks. He lost his lawyers decided to stop fighting for him, right? They stopped fighting for his disability claim. One of his lawyers was disbarred. Two of his other lawyers died, and then his own wife ran away with her lawyer. She went through so many things, and as if that was not enough, his insurance company wanted to cut off his workers' compensation benefit. And then his landlord also threatened to kick him out of his apartment. It was only through the help of his neighbors and well meaning people around him that helped him not to give up, because he was so depressed and he started suffering from agoraphobia, which is a fear of open spaces. He had to go around with a canister of oxygen, and he would take 32 pills for his heart and liver ailments, because once he came out of that coma, he started having heart and liver failure. So in order to stay alive, he had to take 42 pills per day. That is a lot, right? Yet he did not give up. Through the help of his neighbors and other well-meaning people, his loved ones, he said that there is hope. There is hope. There is always hope. And he told himself, how much more am I going to be tested in life to see how much I can endure? This was a lot of suffering just for one man. And in spite of that, he maintained a positive attitude. I think that the experiences of Lawrence Henry are not typical of most people who continually fail or experience continual ongoing adversity. Why? Because most of the time, the trouble we face is the result of our negative actions. It is our own fault, right? So, very soon, we're going to look at the top 10 ways people get in on their own way. What are the top 10 reasons why people fail? Many people possess blind spots when it comes to knowing their own weaknesses, when it comes to knowing themselves. They really don't see it. We often do not see what is wrong with us. We easily see what is wrong with other people. Sometimes these blind spots may apply to your strengths. You may be good at something, you don't see it. It takes other people to tell you that, oh, you have a nice voice, you sing so well, or you're good at drawing, or you're talented in this or that. And sometimes these blind spots may be in terms of weakness. You don't know that you come off as rude to people. You don't know that you don't know how you mismanage money. You don't know that you lack relational skills and so on. And that can cause a lot of trouble if you don't know that you have a problem. There is no way you're going to work to fix it. You only find the solution to a problem that you are aware of, right? So let's look at these 10 reasons why people fail. Number one, poor people skills. By far the greatest single obstacle to success that John Maxwell sees in others is a poor understanding of people. A while back, the Wall Street Journal printed an article on the reasons that executives fail. At the top of the list was a person's inability to effectively relate with others. There are so many people who don't know how to relate with other people. They don't talk to their neighbors, they have issues with their colleagues, they don't get along with their church members. They just have issues with people. They don't know how to relate with people. They don't know how to get along. And if things don't go their way, they are quick to point an accusing finger at these other people that, oh, it's because they don't like me. It's because they're playing politics and all of that. They never see the problem as their own faults, right? I used to know a girl, or let me say a lady, when I was doing an internship somewhere in Nigeria some years ago. This girl would fight with everybody. We were like living in the same space with other ladies. That place was more like a hostel. She didn't get along with anybody. I can say that I was even the only one that could relate with her, better. And that was because I came to understand that I don't even know how I was able to do it. But then she didn't have any rapport with anybody. She would fight with everybody. She was always so touchy and very, very unfriendly, right? And I wonder how people enjoy their lives that way. We are social beings. You need to be able to relate with other people. Otherwise, you're going to live a miserable life. You're going to live a very, very frustrating life, going through life alone. You're always at loggerheads. You don't smile. You live in the same space with people. You don't talk to them. You don't greet your neighbors. I mean, that is number one reason why people fail. And it is not just it doesn't just happen where you live. Even in your office, you're not getting along well with your boss or your colleagues. And I like something that John Maxwell says here. He says, if people don't like you, they may help you fail. On the other hand, you can get away with serious mistakes if you are socially intelligent. A mistake may actually further your career if the boss thinks that you handled the situation in a mature and responsible way, right? And he also goes ahead to say that sometimes people win a contract not because they have the best proposal or anything, but because of relationships. They have a relationship with the people that are going to award this contract. And it is not a relationship that they just developed overnight. It is a relationship that they've been building per time. Somebody does you good now, for example, you cannot even give the person any gift to say, oh, thank you. You feel that you collected what you wanted and then you move on. No, you have to wet the ground. You have to find a gift for the person, right? You have to show up for the person. The person is celebrating birthdays. Try and show up. That is how people build relationships. You're going to be there for people so that when you also need them, they will know that, no, this guy is not like that. That is how some people get favors. Exactly. So you have to build relationships. What is the number two reason? Even when it comes to business, there's a saying here that people like to do business with people that they like. The most important single ingredient in the formula of success is knowing how to get along with people. What is number two top reason why people feel a negative attitude? A negative attitude about yourself, about other people, or a negative attitude about that situation that you're going through. Your reaction to the circumstances of your life has everything to do with your well being and your success. Somebody may have an accident today and the person may condemn him or herself, never want to go out again, never want to drive a car again, feels bitter and battered. And that is the end of this person, even though they are not physically dead. They are emotionally, spiritually, psychologically, socially dead. Another person may have this same accident, and this person may be so grateful for life. Just like the person that we read about yesterday, Dr. Beck Weathers, who became disabled when he went to climb Mount Everest. He lost his nose, lost a part of his right arm, lost all the fingers on his left hand, yet he was grateful. He maintained a positive attitude. So it is not about what actually happens to you, it is about your attitude. Change your attitude, and then you see everything around you changing for good. Number three top reason is a bad fit. More like when we say a round peg in a square hole, or a square peg in a round hole. Though we should always first examine our attitudes when we don't enjoy our circumstances. Sometimes a change in situation is also in order. Sometimes a case of mismatched abilities, interests, personality, or values can be a major contributor to chronic failure. You are working at a place, but you're not a good fit there. You don't enjoy what you do. You feel stuck. Some people feel stuck in their marriage. Some people feel stuck in their career. So many people are in the universities studying the wrong courses for whatever reason. A bad fit. If you are not in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing, there's no way you're going to succeed. And that is just the truth, right? Few things in life are more frustrating than being stuck in a professional organization that doesn't suit you. If something doesn't suit you, you know that it doesn't suit you. You have to live there. Some people are too afraid, they are too scared of what lies ahead. And so they remain where they are because of that fear. That is one of the how do I put it? One of the terrible things that you can do to yourself. You have to get out of there. You may have to be broke for some time. You may have to be jobless for a while. But it's better you go back to the drawing board, reevaluate yourself. Am I doing the right thing? And then get out of there. Number four is lack of focus. Bad things happen when a person doesn't focus. You are too distracted. You can't get your act together. You want to do too many things at the same time, and you're not giving attention to the things that matter, right? Don't ever lose your focus. Anybody can make an honest mistake when things are hectic, but people lacking focus have trouble, not because they are too busy, but because their priorities are out of whack, and that wastes their time and resources. If you go from task to task to task without making any progress, or you can't seem to reach a goal no matter how much effort you give it, examine your focus. Nobody can move forward without focus in life. Number five, a weak commitment. For a long time, it seemed that apathy was chic, right? But right now, effort and commitment seem to be coming back into style. Nobody is coming to save you. You have to work hard. You have to be committed. You have to be dedicated. You have to push. You have to force yourself. You cannot give half of your heart to something and expect to get the best results from it. It doesn't work that way. You have to give it your all. At least choose something in life that you're going to give your all, right? The last time you failed, did you stop trying because you failed? Or did you fail Because you stopped trying. What was your level of commitment? Did you give the task everything you had? Did you go the extra mile? Did you put enough of yourself on the line to guarantee that you would give your very best? If you are committed, a failure doesn't mean that you will never succeed. Is this thing on? Okay. A failure doesn't mean that you will never succeed. It just means you will take longer. Commitment makes you capable of failing forward until you reach your goal. There are some people who cannot just commit to anything. They start a business today because the business is not doing well. In 2 months, they pack it up. Some people start content creation today once they are not getting engagement. I mean, they've not even posted up to 10 contents. They are worried about engagement. No, you have to be committed to it. People usually say that if you're a content creator, don't even complain about engagement until you have posted your first 100 videos or content, whatever kind of content you post. Make sure you post 100 first. Trying out different strategies and seeing what works. It is after you've posted your first 100 content, that is when you can now sit down and say, okay, I think this thing is working or this thing is not working. Then you may now want to change your strategy. You may now want to, go back to the drawing board. Otherwise, you have to keep doing it. If you start a business today, in my own opinion, you cannot say that business has failed. At least, you cannot say it has failed if you have not given it like 2 years, 24 months of serious commitment, showing up, doing everything that you can, working hard. And you can apply this to anything in life. You were convinced in the first place that this is what you should be doing. So the fact that you are doing it now and it is not working out does not mean that you are doing the wrong thing. Everything requires effort, time, commitment, dedication, some sleepless nights, sacrifices. So a weak commitment will always make people to fail. They want the results now. It doesn't work that way. Number 6, an unwillingness to change. This is another top reason why people fail. Perhaps the most relentless enemy of achievements, personal growth, and success is inflexibility. You want to keep doing the same thing that you have been doing like 10 years ago. It's not bringing you any result. It's not yielding anything. But you just don't want to change. Some people seem to be so in love with the past that they can't deal with the present. They're so not flexible. Right? People don't like to change. And that is one thing that I have noticed. Even if you tell them, this thing is not working, they just want to keep doing it the way they are doing it. They're just complacent. They just want to be in their comfort zones. You don't have to love change to be successful, but you need to be willing to accept change. We do so many things in life that we don't love. Even this book review that I am doing, right? I see it as a huge sacrifice because I always have a very busy day. I always have a very busy day, but I still find the time to make sure I read. There's no time I show up here that I don't read. I make sure that I read. Otherwise, I'll come here and start blabbing. And at the end of the day, you may not gain anything. And even this time of the night, there are so many things that I'm supposed to do. Or that, okay, even if I don't want to do anything, let me just have an early night rest. It is a sacrifice. Once you have chosen to do something, commit to it. Commit to it. Give it your all, except you are not convinced about that thing. If you are not convinced, go back to the drawing board. Maybe you want to seek counsel. Maybe you want to read books to help your conviction. Maybe you want to speak to somebody, right? But you were convinced yesterday that you should be doing this thing. And then by today, your zeal is already waning. You need to check yourself. You must be willing to change. You must be willing to go that extra mile, to push yourself, to accept the change. You were used to going to bed by 9 p.m. Now there is something that you need to do. Push your bedtime to like 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. You should change your lifestyle, change your mindset, change your habits, anything that needs to be changed for you to attain success. That is how you're going to make a headway in life. All the people that you see, that you all applaud today, you're able to applaud them because they made some major changes in their lives. Nothing good comes easy. Success is hard work, right? So be willing to change, be open to suggestions. Truly, successful people have learned to do what does not come naturally. We want things to be rosy. If I don't feel like it, then I won't do it. No, you're going to deceive yourself. You're not going to ever feel like doing anything. You're not going to ever. Who doesn't just want to stay in front of the TV and be changing from one channel to another, enjoying some nice movies, or be on Netflix with popcorn and a bottle of Coke? You think I don't like it? Who doesn't like it, right? So you can't always do those things that come naturally to you. You have to get out of your comfort zone. You have to push yourself. Be flexible with your time. Thank you. Your time and your life. So don't expect things to come naturally to you. Real success lies in experiencing fear or aversion and acting in spite of it. Right. The next top reason why people fail, number 8, is relying on talent alone. Talent is overrated, not because it doesn't have value, but because talent alone is not enough to take a person through the multiple failures that life brings. Adding a strong work ethic to talent is like pouring gasoline on a fire. It is explosive. You've got the talent, you've got the potentials. Now, add hard work to it, add commitment to it, add some discipline to it, and then you see yourself taking your talent to the next level. But to rely on just your talent alone is not going to get you anywhere. You may get the applause that you need now, you may get, the celebration and the attention at everything. But if you don't work hard, if you are not disciplined about it, you are going to come down like a pack of cards. We've had so many celebrities in the past. We don't even hear of them anymore, not because they are dead, but because they don't have anything to give to the world anymore. They came, they blew, they blow. They went viral, they made all the money, but where are they today? They cannot sustain it. They cannot sustain that fame. They cannot sustain that talent. So talent alone is not enough. It is a good thing that you've got some God-given talents inside of you. Add hard work to it. Be committed, be consistent, discipline yourself, right? And then you see yourself going places. The greater your talent, the more likely you are to lean heavily on it and skip the hard day-to-day work of improving it. If you possess this negative tendency, put yourself on a growth plan so that you can make the most of your God-given talents. We all are talented, but is there everybody that is doing well with their talent? Definitely no. Number 9, a response to poor information. That information that you think that you have and you are running with it. You don't do your due diligence, you don't do your searches. They tell you that, there's one investment in town that is booming. No due diligence, nothing. You put your money into it, right? They tell you that, there is a course in town. If you study it, you're going to be rich. You quickly go for it. There's this business that is doing well. You quickly go for it. There's this school where everybody is going. You go there. Poor information. You respond to it. You don't do your searches. General Douglas MacArthur knew this, and he asserted, expect only 5% of an intelligence report to be accurate. Only 5% of an intelligence report, not a foolish report though, a report that is intelligent. He said only 5% of it is accurate. Now, talk of a foolish report or a stupid report or a report based on hearsay. You can expect that it is likely that it is not accurate at all. You see something on social media, you jump at it, you're just like a rolling stone. You gather no moss. So don't respond to poor information. If you receive any information, act on it, search it out, right? As the pace of life and business increases, the difficulty of being able to collect and evaluate information will increase. Number 10, no goals. No goals. No break, no jam. No focus. No life ambition. No purpose. What are you living for? This is a question I'm asking you now. If somebody wakes you up in the middle of the night and asks you, why are you living? Why are you on earth? What is your purpose? Will you be able to answer without mincing words? No purpose, no goals. The last major cause of failure is an absence of goals. Don Marquis perceives that ours is a world where people don't know what they want and are willing to go through hell to get it. You see the sarcasm here. Somebody does not know what he wants, yet he is willing to go through hell to get it. So he will indeed experience hell because he doesn't know what he wants. So he will suffer, he's going to struggle. If you don't know what you want, everything will look like it. Somebody will say, oh, come into tech, come and learn tech skill, you go for it. Oh, come and learn acting, you go for it. You know, and then 2 years is not working. Now you're selling cold drinks. You know, oh, this business is not doing well. I think I can play football. You go there. You don't know what you want. So you're going through hell day after day. You must know what you want in life. You must be sure, evaluate your potentials, your talents, your skills, your abilities. Why are you living? What are you living for? A goal is nothing more than a dream with a time limit. 5 years from now, what do you want to achieve? Where do you see yourself? The job you are doing right now, for how long do you want to do it? You may take up a job now and give yourself a goal that, oh, I want to do this job for 5 years just to be able to raise money, to save and invest so that I can venture into that business that I want to do. That is a goal. You put some time to it, right? You also have life goal because you're not going to be here forever. A day is coming, you're going to depart this sinful world. So within the time that you live, what do you want to achieve? That thing is going to help you to be focused so that anything that does not look like your goal, you will easily do away with it. It is not going to distract you. A lot of people have no desire. If that describes you, then you must look deep within yourself and try to determine why you're on this planet. Once you've discovered that, you will know what to shoot for. We'll talk about this more in the next chapter, says John Maxwell. If you can discover the weakness that weakens you, then you can start doing something about it. And that can change your life. I've seen that happen again and again in people who desire success. Now, let's look at one of these people. His name is Dan Rayland. John C. Maxwell says that he is one of the people that he relies on the most as the Enjoy Group. He is his very good friend, and they both worked together for 17 years, more than a decade. He was like his right-hand man when he was at Skyline Church before he resigned as an executive pastor, and he couldn't have succeeded without Dan Rayland. And when he resigned from pastorate to lead the Enjoy Group full-time, Dan went with him. He was very, very organized, naturally organized, that to the point that if his suitcase should fall and come out, and open up, everything from the suitcase would fall out in alphabetical order. That was how organized Dan was. He was purpose driven. He knew what he wanted. He was a workaholic. But then, as much as he had this strength, he also had a very big weakness. And the weakness was that he was not a relational person. He didn't know how to relate to people. He didn't have people skill. One day, John Maxwell said that he was having a meeting with a group of people. And as Dan parked his car at the car lot and walked through where he was standing with this group of people, he just walked past them without saying a word, no word of greeting. And then he went after him to say, Dan, did you not see us? We were right there. How could you have walked past all of us? And Dan said, no, I have work to do. He was a very focused person, very organized. He was purpose driven. So he didn't have time for people. He didn't know how to relate with people. That was a weakness. And John Maxwell said that he started working with him on this, how to relate with people, how to get along well with people. This is one thing we talked about as the number one top 10 reasons why people fail. right? The inability to get along with people. If you know how to get along with people, let me tell you this thing today, you will have most, I'm not saying all, most of the things that you want in life. You know how to develop friendship. You know how to form meaningful connections. You know how to check up on people, right? If you need a favor from them, they are not going to forget you. That is how people get along. Go and look at those contractors or people in politics. For example, let's even use contractors. Once they come to you, they develop a good relationship, they will take you out. Even Robert Kiyosaki said it. He talks about how he was able to get into one very good investment some time ago, so many years back, by taking a lady who knew about this investment to lunch. Took the lady to lunch, chatted with her, built a relationship with her, and this lady divulged everything that she knew about this investment. He got into the investment, sorry, and then started making a lot of money. So build relationship with people. Some people don't know how to build relationship. As long as they are not getting what they want, they just discard the relationship. No, there are some relationships that you may have to nurture for like 5 years, not for any selfish reasons. Just develop it. Just make it a part of attitude, right? Not because you even want to get anything from people. You will need anything from them. Your relationship is going to make things easy for you. That's the whole essence. So he worked with Dan on it. And the good thing was that Dan kept an open mind. And then he started getting better and better. He started improving to the point that if John Maxwell needed anybody, the best person to go and speak with a group of people, he needed to carry out a tricky assignment that requires somebody with exceptional people skills to carry out, he was going to recommend Dan because he became so good at relating with people. So if you are dedicated to overcoming failure and achieving lasting success, then you need to be willing to do the same. Have an open mind. Be aware of those weaknesses that weaken you, right? Work on the weakness that weakens you, and there is no telling how far you will go. You're going to go far in life. I wish that we could all do this. So everybody, work on the weakness that weakens you. Everybody has weaknesses. Review the top 10 reasons people fail and determine whether you need to work on one of these areas. Or you may even have a different issue that is not listed among these top 10. Start improving yourself by talking to a trusted friend. Ask him to help you evaluate yourself in your area of weakness. Then put yourself on a growth plan to turn that weakness into a strength. You cannot start something and see it through. It is a weakness. You always give up easily. It is a weakness. Look for an accountability partner, somebody to be checking on you, to be asking you how far have you gone? What else do you need to do? Do you need help? Just the person checking on you can really, really help. Because sometimes it is tough if you want to do it alone, especially if it is your weakness. You know that you need help, right? The plan may include reading books, attending classes or seminars, or finding a mentor. Determine to put your plan into action and stick with it for at least 1 year. At the end of that time, go back to the friend who helped you evaluate yourself and ask the person to evaluate your progress. Ask them, do you notice any changes? What can I do better? What can I improve on? Be truthful to yourself. If you still need improvement, begin a second phase of growth, following it as long as you must to keep growing. So avoid these top 10 reasons why people fail. Let me just list them to you. Number 1, poor people skills. Number 2, a negative attitude. Number 3, a bad fit. Number 4, lack of focus. Number 5, a weak commitment. Number 6, an unwillingness to change. Number 7, a shortcut mindset. Oh my God, I skipped that. A shortcut mindset. People who always want shortcuts. They want shortcuts to everything. They don't want to go through the hard and long route to success. They are ready to cheat, to bribe. If you want to go through shortcuts in life, you may cut short your life. There are some things you cannot achieve in life without putting in the work. Even if you think that you've gotten there today, you cannot sustain it. You cannot last there. So go through the pain. You're going to be better for it at the end of the day. These are the things that make us strong in life. Resilience, perseverance. It is not easy, but you're able to push through. You would have learned lessons. You'll be able to grow. You become a tough person, right? So that's number 7, a shortcut mindset. Number 8, relying on talent alone. Number 9, a response to poor information. And number 10, no goals. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for being a part of this review. Please don't forget to like this video, share all of your comments in the comment section below, and please subscribe to this channel. In case you are yet to subscribe, I remain Olaide Agbaje, also known as First Lady. And on this channel, I inspire you to live intentionally. I'll come your way again tomorrow as we review chapter 14 of Failing Forward, which is titled The Little Difference Between Failure and Success Makes a Big Difference. Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow. Until then, be intentional. Bye.